Good morning. It's Friday, October 31st, 2025. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Wudang Qigong and to talk a little bit about the underlying philosophies, the methods of practice, and what we need to pay attention to as we're practicing. We also need to pay attention to something else. Being here. All right, I'm late. I started late this morning. I did. I intended to be here at 6 o'clock. It's about 7:30. Well, things happen, right? I'm not going to make excuses. I quit doing that years ago. Acknowledging that, well, I intended to do this, but that's what happened. That's realistic. I could have, and I was talking about this yesterday with my list, my checklist thing. I've been editing my series of books, and I'm at the final stages. I'm working on it. This is both sides of the page. Oh, lots of pages. I've got the images pretty much done. I have to do final checks on that today. Fingers crossed everything goes well and the new versions are available on Monday. Yeah, that fast. It's taken a lot of effort to do that. And this checklist and what we're doing in practice here are the same concept, the same idea. This is this is an old book. This is a very old, very old book. This has some of my early notes for Bagua and my stick figures, little stick figures that I know what it means. That idea that we have notes, that we have checklists, that we work with those in our study, in our practice, so that we can get better. Right? That's the ongoing effort, is to get better. I'm going to talk a little bit this checklist and pulling all of that idea together. So I have the checklist, and I've been working on the books, and I have a checklist, and I do use that in practice. A checklist over here, and I've got a checklist over. That process of creating those checklists is fundamentally the same. We're putting different things on those lists, and we're paying attention to different things, but the underlying process is the same. I use the same if I'm working on a computer systems application. I use the same if I'm planning a travel experience. What am I going to do? What 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do I need first? What do I need second? What needs to happen? What needs to come together in order to do what I'm intending to do, in order to meet my goal? I talked about the idea that, well, I'm late and I could have just not today, right? If I did that, which I have done, it takes me away from my practice. It takes me away from the pattern that I'm trying to create. It takes me away from the habit that I'm trying to create. I want to get up and come to practice first thing in the morning. I did that for years. Every time I went to China, that was it. Got up, I'm at the hotel, I get up out of the bed, I get my instant coffee, because that's what I had, get my instant coffee, and I'm out the door. I might have a In one situation, I had a 45-minute bike ride at 5 o'clock in the morning. I did. In other situations, it was a 20-minute walk. Very, very easy walk. More often than not, it was a 30 to 40-minute walk just to get there. I was there to train. That extra walk wasn't going to hurt me. That experience and that perspective informs my practice to this day. It should. Getting up, going, doing something on a regular basis is what gives you the habit for practice. If I had skipped today, I'm going, yeah, okay, I'll do tomorrow. I thought about it. I want to get the books done. But then I realized that I want to create this habit. I want to create the habit that on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I get up early in the morning and I teach a class. If I don't do that, if I don't do it, I'm not going to create that habit, am I? Once I create the habit, once it's created, once it's comfortable, it becomes, well, a habit. And it's not an effort to get up and do something. It's not. That adjustment period from not doing to creating the habit to now I have that habit and I'm comfortable with it. 3 weeks on average. Really, that's what it takes. Doesn't take long. All right, so feet about shoulder width apart. Basic stretch. Wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers. Hand circle to the front. Back around to both sides. Up along the center line. Stretch up. Reach out. Keep the shoulders down. Bend the knees. Bend the knees more if your legs are stiff. Mine are stiff. And stretch up. Reach out. Roll up through the back. Don't lift. Roll. Drop the tailbone. Set each vertebra on top of the one below it as you roll up. And relax. All right. I talked about holding the ball yesterday. And I did a little bit of practice with that. So, here, right? I stood here. We did this. Horse stance. That is one version of holding the ball. I talked about holding the ball here and extending. We're going to work on that right now. The idea is that the centers in both palms, the Laogong, are connected with each other. This ball, that's the ball. It is. There are other opportunities, but the size for this ball is roughly the size of a person. Okay, this hand near the shoulder, this hand near the hip. So my hips here, shoulders here, both hands on the same side. So as I shift, both hands go to the same side. They separate as I extend. As the hands separate, we want the sense of pulling apart. We have pull down, That's the application right here. That's what we're doing. Pull down. This is ward off. Pong. Ward off, pull down. Hold the ball. Ward off, pull down. As we work with that move, this sense that I'm pulling something apart. Kathy works really well. Something stretchy. It's got some resistance to it. Over here on this side, with the upper arm, if it's on this side, doesn't matter. Pong. Release. Push and release. Okay. And it's not, I'm doing a little bit more movement with that than needs to be there. It's really not this kind of a thing. It's not a push and release kind of a thing. But hum, hum. The G. Let me do this. Pong, ward off. G, press. Hum. G. Hum. Hum. G. Small difference. You would feel a bigger difference. Okay. Pong has that sense of lifting and going out, push out and release, right? This is on, this is down. Pong, pong, right? G, press, isn't going anywhere. Once it connects, it's staying. It's going. I'm not going anywhere. Okay, press, ward off, pong, pull down. Each time we change, pay attention to the alignment with the hands. So both hands over each other, right? The palms connect with each other. This stays connected. And that the connection through the body remains fluid and relaxed. I'm going to turn around, left side, right side. We're going to start the left side, go to the right side. We're going to do 3 sets. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. Pull up through the crown of the head. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, palms up. Breathe out, press down, sink. Bend the knee. Shift right. Right hand circles up, left hand under. Little step with the heel. Press and ward off. Hold the ball. Ward off, pull down. Ward off, pull down. Center. Breathe in, hold the ball. Pong. Yu. Hold the ball. Pong. Yu. Center. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Hands down along both sides. Breathe out. Pull up through the crown of the head. Raise the heels and lower. Stay there. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax. Each time we change, that sense of continuous fluid motion needs to remain. The movement is complete and it returns. and the movement is complete, and it opens, and it completes, and returns. That quality of fluid motion is part of what we want to cultivate. We don't want, this is not hard Qigong. We don't want hard motion. We don't. That fluidity helps with blood flow, fluid. It also helps with the flow of the breath, the physical breath, and with the internal breath, the Qi. Opening the channels and meridians so that the energy can flow through the body is one of our goals. If we're tense, if we're paying too much attention to other things, if we're not really interested in practice, or we're not going to do that. It's not going to happen. What we need to do is, this is what I was talking about this morning, is that idea of creating a habit. I have a habit of getting up early in the morning. I get up early in the morning anyway. I got up late today, but I get up early anyway. I want to create the habit of getting up and teaching this class 3 days a week. Reasonable. So I'm here. That's easy. It's easy to say it. It's much harder to do it. It is. That is also part of, and this is advanced class, and I'm getting ready to finish up now, that is also part of what we learn as we continue practice over time. You have to do it. It's not, you can't practice for 3 days and take 30 days off and expect to be any better. It doesn't happen. You practice, and you practice again, and then you practice again, and then you get better. The process that we go through, as human beings, process that we go through for practice in Qigong is the same as the process. Content is different. What we're doing is different. The process is the same in so many other things. I'm going to have a checklist. I'm going to go through and see, did I get this right? Am I doing this correct? Is that right? Did I get, right? Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. Pull up through the crown of the head. That's my checklist. I do more than that. But saying all of the things that I do every time is not reasonable. I have talked about it. I will talk about it again. That process is fundamental, and it is the foundation for everything else that we do. If you don't practice, you won't develop the skills. You have to show up. You have to be there. You have to do something. We just did. I could have done more. Yeah, okay. I'm probably going to go outside in a little bit and go do some more. That idea, I could do more, but I did some. I now feel much more confident in my discipline, and I didn't miss today. I was late, but I didn't miss it. That gives me something to pay attention to for class tomorrow. The more we practice, the more we advance, the more we need to pay attention to what we're actively doing in our practice. Talk about that tomorrow. Thank you.